Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome back to our Introduction to Meditation Level 3. My name is Venerable Tarpa, and I am thrilled to be here. Um, Today begins the fourth week of our 5-week program. Wow, is it going by fast? And we have saved some extraordinary meditations for you in these last 2 weeks. We saved the best for last, and we are going to really teach you some extraordinary techniques. So today we're going to learn a meditation technique called radiating awareness. It's an SBT original meditation, and I think it's quite excellent, if I do say so myself. But before we get into that, how about a quick review of our last class, which we always like to do. In our last class, we learned fast body scanning meditation, which is aimed at further developing and strengthening our power of awareness. So last week, the week before, doing body scanning, or what we call Vipassana, right? So everybody had a little taste of Vipassana. I think enough to see if it's something that you like. Does anyone have any questions about last week's practice or Vipassana in general? David, please.
Uh, yeah, when you're doing the fast body scanning, can you? I tend to go faster and faster as I'm doing it. Can you go too fast when you're doing it?
Actually, you can go quite fast. It's really a question of how strong is your awareness. So if you've practiced this for a long time, well, let's put it this way. One of the end results of this is being able to scan the body with the breath. So, and usually we start at the bottom of ourselves, our toes, and work our way up. That's the way I was taught. So, on a single inhale, scan the body. Whether you're still using the ring of awareness or you're just scanning on your own. On an in-breath, scanning from your toes to the top of your head. On the exhale, scanning from the top of your head down to your toes. So that's pretty quick. I don't know if anybody would need to scan faster than that unless you're in a
No,
really big hurry. Maybe you're,
that was the speed that I was going at. It was just in harmony with,
yeah, that's the
but it was pretty
advanced
fast.
speed.
Okay, thank you, Tom.
Oh, thank you, David. Tashi, please.
So when I was doing the slow body scan, I could pretty much get to the point where I could feel each part, of my body. But on the fast scan, there's like I can't feel that like I did. It seems like I'm missing part of it. Is that
Well,
okay, or should I just
well,
keep
two
going?
things. Two things. One of them is we've only done fast body scanning for a week. So
Yeah.
we gave you a taste of it. So the more you practice it, clearly the better you get. And then the other one is if you're not feeling the body so well, it's probably a sign you're going too fast. So slow down so you can feel the body part. That's the most important thing, not the speed, right?
Okay.
And yeah, I'll leave it
All
at
right.
that.
Thanks.
Good. Do you think, oh, Miss Amala, please.
Beyond the body awareness, what kind of awareness are we looking for?
Oh, well, primarily it's body awareness
Okay.
here. Um, but we have specific types or focuses of our awareness, but then there's just general awareness as well, which this practice works on, right? No matter what we're practicing on, whether our awareness is on the body, emotions, the mind, all of them strengthen the general quality of our awareness. So that's happening. And with that said, have you felt like your awareness has increased? Do you remember when we started off and we could just barely move the awareness around the body and feel it? Now people are just zipping and flying all over the place with their awareness. Maybe I'll tell you some of the really weird higher level practices of Vipassana. So once you get to the fast body scanning and all that, then you can start experimenting with your awareness. Like they would do things, this is like Goenka Vipassana. They would have you scan your internal organs or your bone structure. They would have you take your awareness and have it come down and go through your chest and out your back and in your stomach and out your side and swirling it all around. And in a sense, you can imagine just playing with awareness, but the whole time you are, cultivating your experience, your feeling of that awareness. Whether any of it's true is for you to decide, but it does increase your sense of awareness. So they would do a lot of weird ones, but I don't know if they work. When somebody tells me to scan my pancreas, I don't know if I really have the ability. Oh, darn, that's my spleen. I was going for pancreas or your bone structure, now down to the femur and I don't know. So anyways, we just wanted to give everybody a taste of it. But the main reason we were doing Vipassana was to strengthen your awareness so you could learn how to do radiating awareness. And next week's practice of union meditation. So we used it just as a tool to strengthen everyone. Okay, hey, enough blabbering. Let's get on with it. So I am thrilled to be teaching this class. This is one of my very, very favorite meditations. So as we get to the end of this program, in our remaining classes, we're going to start to learn some remarkable meditation techniques, beginning with this SBT meditation practice we call radiating awareness. In this meditation, we'll be utilizing our skills of awareness that we've been developing over the last few weeks with the aim of achieving and experiencing an experience of presence and stillness. So if you remember, we talked about presence way back in level 1. And I just wanted to review it a little bit to everybody. So let's begin by looking at the textbook presentation of presence. So as mentioned previously, in our teaching on calm abiding meditation, presence is a state of mind that is fully aware and engaged in the present moment, in the here and now, without being lost in thought or thinking of the past and future, a state at which we shift our awareness from the doing mind to the observing mind. The doing mind is our everyday mind that plans, evaluates, and calculates, whereas the observing mind is an open awareness that simply perceives, experiences, and feels without conceptual filters, to simply sit as the observing witness to the present moment. It's a focused state of reduced mental commentary, interpretation, and reactivity, a shift in perception in which we are engaged fully in the present moment. Presence is first discovered in meditation, within the space or gap that exists between thoughts, a space that is free of mental chatter, compulsion, and anxiety. With practice, we can learn to expand and broaden that space, creating an amazingly calm and present state of mind. Beyond the technical explanation of presence lies the actual experience. Within presence, when our complete attention is gathered and stabilized fully on the present moment, a remarkable thing begins to happen. The thought process begins to lessen, along with the intense immediacy and busyness that normally plagues us. As the constant stream of thought that usually occupies our minds begins to fall away, the mind becomes extraordinarily spacious and peripheral. A profound sense of aliveness, of presence, and peace is felt, along with a felt backing away from the world. Time seems to slow as feelings of equanimity increase. There's a calming and felt reduction in one's mental and physical speed, and a shift in perception as one's inner world and outer world come into proper balance. At deeper levels of presence lies the mental state and experience of stillness, which can be understood as the stilling or calming of the mind and emotions. So when we talk about stilling the mind, we're talking about stopping the mind and emotions from running wild and out of control. This out of control state of mind is often referred to as the monkey mind, a mind constantly searching and grasping at whatever is interesting or desired. Stillness, also termed equanimity, is a stronger and more profound experience of presence, which is often accompanied by feelings of joy and bliss. Bliss can be defined as a mental state of unsurpassable joy, experienced as waves of euphoric pleasure that arise, radiate, and wash over you. Let's use an example to understand stillness. Okay, so if we take a moment and sit silently, we can observe the stillness and peace within this very moment. A stillness that's always present. Underneath all our busyness and speediness, there's this underlying peace and contentment that's always present in every moment. Underneath our mental chatter and endless stream of thinking, there's an inherent spaciousness and freedom that is always available to us. Even in the most chaotic, busy, and noisy environments, underneath all that confusion and doing, stillness can be found. Stillness is real and can be perceived and felt. However, because of our mental busyness, we're rarely aware of it. Do you have any questions about presence or stillness? We've been talking about it and practicing presence throughout the whole spring, haven't we? Presence is a huge part of our meditation practice. Has anybody experienced presence through their meditation? David?
Yes.
Did you have a comment?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was
Padma?
putting up my hand to say,
Okay, you're just
yes, I've
agreeing.
experienced
Okay, well, it was profound.
that.
It was a profound statement. Padma, would you like to share? Were you just waving too?
So, during times when you've got like a sensory overload, so for me recently in an airport where there's millions of people around you, you can feel quite overwhelmed. I do anyway. I'm not sure about other people. to the point where you feel like you want to kind of run away from the situation. Yeah, you can kind of find a bit of tranquility and space at times when you need it.
Yeah, you can step back from it, right?
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, and it's very easy to say.
But once you notice it, then you can start noticing it all the time, huh? That even in a busy situation, you just let go of all those people's chatter and you just keep transcending it all. And you realize that underneath it all is this silence, huh?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Before all these people were here, before the airport was built, was silence, right? Was stillness. And then something as simple as our 3-breath meditation. Sometimes short practices are easier to tap into presence because a wandering mind isn't involved. But our 3-breath meditation, you just take a few minutes and become present. It's extraordinary, huh? Hey, pretty cool. How about this understanding of presence and stillness? Did I explain it well? Do you have a pretty good idea of what it is? You feel comfortable, Miss Amala?
Back to stillness only. I'm confused about how stillness is also termed equanimity.
So equanimity in Buddhism is based, instead of course, it's related to calmness. I guess that's the common translation or usage of equanimity, right? Calmness. But in Buddhism, it's very much related to equality, the equality of an experience, meaning to be out of the extremes, to be freed from anxiety and laxity, that in the middle between those experiences is this peace, this calm, and we call that equanimity, right? And so that is a stilling, the stilling of the mind, in which the mind isn't anxious or isn't dull and sleepy, right? It's this balance, this beautiful middle peaceful place for the mind to exist. And technically, as we practice calm abiding, many of you might not know that calm abiding is actually goes quite a bit deeper than we shared. There's actually a practice called the 9 steps or levels of calm abiding, and where we follow a progression of practice leading to very high levels of calm abiding. And so calm abiding is the name of the practice. It's also the name of the attainment. You practice calm abiding to attain the state of calm abiding. The state of calm abiding is synonymous with equanimity and stillness. So they're all kind of related. Jose?
Should one strive for stillness, or does it come on its own when you're practicing?
It's one of the goals, attainments of practice. So it's a direction we're all working towards. It's an incredible experience to have. It's happiness, it's joy. So yeah, it's something that we're all working towards. But we don't want to strive too hard. We want to do a joyful effort. Miss Tashi?
Yeah, following that, just like you just said, when I try pushing it, it doesn't happen. It's just like you just have to get to that moment, and it just kind of comes over you. But yep, every time I try and push it, nope.
It's kind of counterintuitive, huh? In life, all the things that we strive for in life, we put effort and a lot of hard effort into it, right? And where Buddhism is a little bit different. Buddhism sees that the problem is our speediness and busyness, our intense striving, and so you can't use that same energy to transcend it. So Buddhism is a little weird. By relaxing, slowing down, calming down, you move faster. So yeah, it's very true. Oh, wonderful. Okay, hey, what do you say we get to it and try it out for ourselves? So I'd love to teach you this week's meditation of radiating awareness. Radiating awareness is a meditation designed to simulate the experience of stillness while cultivating its actual attainment. In this practice, we'll be using our focused attention in combination with our peripheral awareness to create an intense and expansive experience of open awareness, a mindful state where one's attention is not fixed on any single object, but instead takes in the totality of its experience, remaining open and receptive to whatever arises in the present moment. Once mastered, great pleasure can be experienced from this practice, which can grow into intense feelings of bliss. The ultimate aim of this meditation is to learn to abide in an awakened state of joyful presence or stillness. In our SBT curriculum, we call this practice of radiating awareness shining. We'll begin with calm abiding to stabilize our minds, then a few minutes of body scanning to strengthen our sense of awareness before finally moving on to today's new technique. So with that said, let's begin by taking our seats and getting comfortable. Your hands can be placed on your thighs. Close your eyes, begin to relax while breathing naturally through your nose. And now take a moment to set your intentions by reflecting on the importance of this practice. And next, look straight up at the ceiling and take your 3 breaths. When finished, you can lower your gaze. And now on to our 7-point checklist. Posture, hips, joy, acceptance, equanimity, awareness, and engage. Focus on your breath. Switch on and let go. When ready, silently say the word meditating to begin your meditation. As you hold your focused attention on your breath, remain conscious of your peripheral awareness by being subtly aware of your body, senses, and the space around you. And now, while remaining in meditation, let's do a few minutes of body scanning on your own. You can choose any of the scanning techniques we've learned thus far, either fast or slow, at whatever speed works best for you. And now, while remaining in meditation, let's turn to our new radiating awareness practice. Begin by bringing your awareness from your head down into your body, creating a felt union of your mind and body at the chest. Focus and try to really feel this union. Now, simply sit with it while intensifying and deepening the feeling. Next, begin to expand the feeling, increasing its size. Expand it up through your shoulders and neck and down through your stomach, while feeling it equally throughout your back. Continue to expand and intensify the feeling until it encompasses your whole body. Begin to also incorporate feelings of goodness, of compassion, and joy into your feeling of awareness. Next, gently begin to push your awareness even past the physical boundaries of your body, radiating your awareness as if being a shining sun. Relax into the experience, applying a soft and expansive awareness. Focus and see if you can glimpse the joy and bliss that arises from this state. Now, use this feeling of radiating awareness as your object of meditation for the rest of this session. If your mind wanders away from the feeling, gently bring it back. and slowly begin to come back. Take a moment to observe how you feel. Often when teaching this meditation, the question arises whether we are actually radiating our awareness or just imagining it. Well, the fact is that this depth of awareness, what's real, can be hard to distinguish. But at this point in our practice, it doesn't really matter whether the feeling is real or possibly imagined. We're still engaging with and utilizing our skill of awareness. How is your practice of radiating awareness? Oh, I like this practice. Good. Was everybody able to do it? How about the union part? Did anybody have trouble? We're getting so good at our awareness, we're able to move it all around our bodies. So the instruction was to take our awareness from our head, move it down into the chest, and create a union of body and mind. Were you able to do that? No trouble, huh? What an excellent class.
I had some trouble.
Yeah, tell us, Miss Amala.
I had trouble keeping my head where my heart is.
To keep the union going.
To keep the union going, yes.
Well, it is possibly the first time you've tried it. So hopefully by the end of the week, you'll become a master of it. But yeah, it takes a little doing, takes a little bit of a soft effort. And we're not used to doing that. But it is kind of an awareness of a completeness of us, isn't it? We're almost always detached. I find men especially can be really strongly in their heads. I think women are more attuned to their bodies. And so this meditation, one of the great things that it offers is a counter to that. Yeah. David, please.
I've always struggled with radiating awareness because I feel that awareness is a receptive process, and that radiating something that's receptive is difficult. But what I found this time was I got to the awareness myself, and I just it relates to what Tashi said earlier. I just kind of let it go. And it kind of just flowed out there quite naturally without me putting any intention almost behind it. So that was great. It was a great meditation as well.
That's excellent. That's wonderful. Yeah. So, well, first of all, we're learning that our awareness is more than just perception, right? That we can actively utilize our awareness. We can move it around. We can direct it to different topics and concepts, right? We can be aware of thoughts and emotions, intentions, desires, our body, right? Our senses. So we're learning how to be a bit more proactive with it. And then always that question comes up, is it actually possible to radiate our awareness? And I've gone over this quite a few times, and I don't know if there's any conclusive proof, but so awareness is where we kind of think about it like there's an object, and awareness allows an object, let's say a beautiful sunset. It allows us to perceive it and bring it into our internal world. But isn't there also an outgoing thing? Doesn't our awareness have to find the object, meet the object, to experience it? So in a lot of ways, I think our senses kind of radiate out into the world, right? We always think about our senses as just being receivers, that the outside world is always coming to us. But I think it also works the other way around. And especially, let's say visually, when we're trying to discern certain things, right? We can take in just a landscape, but if we're possibly looking for something specific, right? Our awareness reaches out and finds those things. So I really think it is. And then when you think about emotions as well, that how well we read each other, you know, we possibly your spouse enters the room and without saying a word, you automatically know there's a problem. Now, maybe that's body language, but I don't have any conclusive proof about it. But it does seem like this idea of awareness kind of does both. It reaches out to the world as well as takes in the world itself. The reason why this is a simulation of stillness is I actually created this program out of my experience of stillness. I wanted to share with others. I thought maybe if they could have an experience themselves through a meditation, that could foster authentic stillness within them. And so for myself, it wasn't that I was actively radiating my awareness to experience it. It was more the opposite, that I had an experience of stillness, and then that was just one of the feelings of the experience itself. It felt like this experience where it was extraordinarily peripheral, of like myself reaching out and becoming one with things around me, right? And so that's why we added it to the meditation, with the thought is, well, if we actively could cultivate that, maybe it would lead to a genuine experience of stillness itself. And I've heard many, many people say that it really works. We've had many, many practitioners have talked about having extraordinary experiences from this meditation. And so you got a whole week to try it out for yourselves. Good. And how about glimpsing that joy and bliss that we talk about? When you were practicing this radiating awareness, could you feel the pleasure in the experience when you radiate those qualities like the sun, especially your goodness, your joy? Was there an experiential quality to it of joy?
I thought there was. It was like a glowing. And the only problem that I had was that I felt quite guilty about it, like I was kind of had a superpower put inside me.
That's exactly what we gave you. The superpower of joy. Excellent. Yeah. And as you practice it, that quality just gets stronger and stronger. Miss Tashi?
So, yes, I'm wondering because, like you say, when somebody walks into the room, sometimes you can just tell if they're angry or if, just by it's like the air changes or something. I don't know. But so, like, having a superpower, if you're shining and you get, near proximity to somebody, is it possible that they can pick up on that because you're so positive and whatever?
Well, the answer is yes, for sure. Our emotional qualities are contagious, not just the good ones, but also the negative ones.
Yeah.
When somebody's in a really bad mood, it can bring down the mood of others. The question is, what is it that we're picking up? Are we simply seeing very subtle body language? Or are we actually do we have an awareness that can feel other people? Right? And if you think about it, language itself is a way of radiating our awareness, isn't it? Yeah. Through language, we're able to communicate our minds to others. When you bracket that idea of vocab, of communication, mind, and you realize that this extraordinary thing language is, that I can express intimate, deep thoughts, feelings to others through this language in extraordinarily detailed deep, meaningful ways. Think about poetry and music, that we can really make people feel what we feel, right? We can bring people to tears with words, or to complete fear with words, right? So it is quite extraordinary. Hey, cool. Well, I'm excited to be practicing with everybody this week. So this week, we're going to be practicing radiating awareness together all week long. One of my very, very favorite meditations, and which we're going to be, which we can utilize in any of the 4 meditation positions. And it's quite interesting that radiating awareness is great laying down, standing, walking. You can practice it everywhere you go. This week, we also learned that this practice utilizes our focused attention in combination with our peripheral awareness to create an intense and expansive experience of our peripheral awareness. This is something that's new, right? Usually our focused attention we are putting on the breath, but we're putting our focused attention on that peripheral feeling of radiating awareness, right? So it's a unique practice where we can combine the two to create this intense experience of peripheral awareness. And we also learned that the aim of this practice is to learn how to abide in an awakened state of joyful presence or stillness. In our SPT curriculum, we call this practice of radiating awareness shining, and we're going to be sharing that with you over the summer. Radiating awareness is also an amazing mindfulness practice. And so as you go about your day, anytime you feel like it, you can join the mind and body at the heart, and then radiate that awareness out into the world, whether you're working, playing, interacting with others, standing in line. There's no better way to stay present. In addition, radiating awareness can be practiced when sitting quietly. This is a simple practice that I call being, to radiate and be in the present moment as an open observer. It's one of my favorite ways of practicing radiating awareness. Find a comfortable chair, sit down. You can have your eyes open or closed. A little different than meditation. It's not as deep. And sometimes I feel like I can radiate awareness stronger in this state. We have a new practice video for you to use throughout the week. It's a guided radiating awareness meditation, and that'll be available on our social media. Again, for those of you who may have been simply following these teachings but not putting much effort into the practice, this is the point to start really practicing seriously and begin to dig into your meditation. I guarantee it's going to be worth it. So have fun with this new meditation technique and find out how it best works for you. In next week's class, we're going to learn the pinnacle of all meditation techniques, a practice called union meditation, which is the union of calm abiding and insight meditation. So let's continue to keep up our twice-a-day meditation schedule. For this week, please continue to review presence and stillness in the program text. The more you read that, the more you understand that, the greater chance you have of actually experiencing it. Always remember that I'm just a click away for help and support. And lastly, although our program is free, our group does rely on donations to continue its work. So if you're enjoying the program and you'd like to ensure that it remains available to others, consider making a donation at sptonline.org. With that said, let's end today's class with our altruistic affirmation. May all be healthy, may all be prosperous, may all be well, may all be present, free of past regret and future worry. May all abide in constant appreciation, which is the source of great joy and contentment. May all realize their true nature and the true nature of reality, which is awakening. Thanks everybody for coming. I had so much fun. See everybody tomorrow in our daily meditations. Bye-bye, friends.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Tarpa.